Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here. I want to welcome you to my channel if you're new, and if you are a returning subscriber, I say thank you.
In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the damage to my garden. It's not a whole lot. How I'm constantly fighting powdery mildew because of 100% humidity. It's June 8th, and I want to give you a little update on my cantaloupe. And I think I saw a bee, yeah. See that? The bee is pollinating. See it right there? Pollinating the little flowers. And as I was saying before I saw the bee, it's going from flower to flower. I saw a couple of cantaloupe, but it rained so much yesterday. It moved from over there to over here. And I know I saw a few cantaloupe. I hope it got pollinated this one. I think we're gonna get a few. You see some yellowing because of too much rain. Also, with too much rain comes powdery mildew. I'm treating the powdery mildew as best I can, but with so much rain, it's kind of hard to deal with it. I have to wait till it dries up. It's going to dry up soon, so I'm not going to worry about it. And let me just show you the last rose bushes that I planted. They didn't have any blooms on them, and they're doing well. And don't forget, especially after you've had a lot of thunderstorms or flash floods, to deadhead your roses. This is the first year with these, so they are doing well. Again, let me remind you, if you're new to my channel, I put coffee grounds and banana peels, and that's it. And they are growing so well. I got 30 minutes to work out here. The ground is real soft. I have to be very careful so I don't slip and fall. I'm getting too old to be falling. And you can see some yellowing of my leaves. One shriveled up over there on the okra over there. I'm getting ready to plant these two banana plants here. Let's show you, we've got 1, 2, 3 new blooms. Let me go around here. Remember I told you you're gonna get one at a time, then a couple of days later we'll get 2, and then 3, and maybe tomorrow 4 will open up. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4 blooms. The raised garden beds are doing very well. They are draining adequately. Anything that's high on the ground, the water will drip down faster. Containers on the ground or on mulch, they don't drain as easily. And that's why you see some people lift them up. I can't do it because they're too heavy. The eggplant is moving all the way over from here, all the way over here, shading out my peppers. So I'm gonna have to, you see what I'm saying, guys? I'm gonna have to put another stake in here and brace this up a little bit. But the eggplant is loaded. 1, 2, this is gonna be opening up tomorrow. 3, it's a lot of them in here, guys. I'm not gonna count them all. 4, 5, that one right there could be harvested. And I haven't even gone around the other side. Okay. We've got some pink-eyed cowpeas coming up from the rain. Still waiting on the cucumber, but here's one. Yep, that's that Armenian cucumber, looking good. Okay, let's see if anything came up over here. I threw a few peas in there. Nope. Cucumbers on the last leg. As you can see, this is real damaged here, but at the top, not so bad. We'll pull them out when these last few cucumbers get bigger, and they grow so fast. Sugar baby watermelons, I gotta make myself a note to start bracing these up because it's heavy. Brace them up so I don't lose them. To drop off 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, still 5 here. I trimmed them up pretty good. Move some of these bad leaves off of here. Again, I'm not trying to grow any more watermelons. I'm just trying to get these to grow bigger. Pink eye peas over here. I'm gonna put the labels in today. I think I planted these 2 days ago. Look right here, a little powdery mildew. This is what happens when you get rain. My thermometer upstairs showed me that it was 100% humidity out here during the flash floods. Okay, here's an okra. I would harvest it tomorrow. Got a lot of it coming on back here. Flowering over there. So we got 1, 2, 3 containers of okra. That looks really good. We got black eyed peas trying to come up here. See that? Got black eyed peas over here and over here. We have Swiss chard and onions. No onions around the black eyed peas. Look like I might have left 2 remnants over there. I'll pull them up because they will compete against each other. And peas, beans don't do well, and asparagus with onions. These are the canna lilies I transplanted. They look real good. I need to add a little soil into this pot. And these are Mexican petunias. It's getting ready to bloom. Add to your yard to bring in pollinators. Okay, my son brought me back this pecan tree. It was on his last leg. I'm nursing it back to health. I gave him the baby when it too young, so I will let it get a little stronger before I give it back to him. He comes and said, "Mom, the pecan tree died." And I said, "Bring it here, son. Let me check it out." It wasn't dying. He was just overwatering it. You need to let your fig trees grow without a lot of water. They don't need a lot of water. Okay, the other day I showed you those little peas in my last video. Those flowers drop off and then they grow the actual peas. You could eat them fresh, like green beans. Take off the little end here and there and snap them and eat them like green beans. Or you can let them get bigger and swell up and shell them. Or you can let them go all the way dry and store them. Meant to tell you I bought me 2 more shepherd hooks off of TikTok. These are the real strong ones to get my baskets. They were zip tied to stands. This gives me more room to walk around in here. I like this better. The only thing is I couldn't get this one all the way down in the ground, but now I'm gonna stand on it with my weight. Let me try it again. The ground is softer. Put my weight on it, it should go down some more. And it is. I can feel it going down. Let me show you. See, it's going down. I'll do that off camera. Well, let me try it this side one more time. Oh, yeah, I can feel that going down in it. See there? The mulch was so hard, I couldn't get it all the way down, but now I can because of the rain. You can still look and see all that water down there. It's real. Oh, that's perfect. Did you know that your flowering purslane close up at night and then they open up, and it's real, let me go up here and show you. It's real cloudy. So these will open up later. Mexican petunia from last year, Mexican petunia from last year. These are the echinacea or cone flowers. I'm gonna put straw all around here. I got it at Tractor Supply yesterday. Again, the tomatoes are not what I want them to be. I'm gonna leave them in maybe 1 more week. Too much water. But the tomatoes, you know, all through here are getting bigger, so I'm gonna leave these in. We've even got tomatoes way up there. Let me go up there higher so you can see them. See them right there, over here. If we had not had all of that rain, these have gotten bigger. They were little bitty tomatoes when I showed them to you all in the last video. These are getting bigger. Let me move back. Yeah, and I'm not upset. because I have a long growing season, and I will start those seeds in a few days for the fall and early winter. My 100 sweet tomatoes are doing good. I'm going to harvest all of those that are changing colors. I see we've got strawberries in here. I'm getting ready to eat them right out here in the garden. My breakfast. We've got cherry tomatoes. I harvest them almost every day. Sometimes I eat them fresh if I have to get them when they're ripe. I'll just sit out here on the patio and eat my tomatoes. Look at those strawberries right there. Those are the first year strawberries, so they're small. I'm gonna walk around here and show you. I got 2 fig trees over here. I've got one of the banana plants in the container, and I just want to show you this one. The reason why I'm not, showing you step by step, because I have a whole playlist on bananas. How I grew them, how cold-hardy they are, how I put them in containers and eventually in the ground. And I just thought I'd just share this with you. If you buy one, break this up. Break these roots up. You cannot hurt it. They are very forgiving. Trust me, I know, because I've done it. I've even shown in the videos the bananas and how my grandkids love them. Bananas require a lot of moisture. Let me just tell you that. And like I said, check out some of my videos and you'll learn everything that you need to learn about growing bananas in your backyard. They are small bananas. This variety is a dwarf variety. I've always grown the real tall ones, but the bananas are small, even on the ones that are not dwarf. So I said, well, I'm in a smaller space now. I'm just gonna grow the dwarf size. It'll be a couple of years before we get bananas. And one of my videos, when I went out and I saw I had bananas on it, I almost lost my mind with excitement. I hope you can find that. I'll try to copy and paste the link to those videos I really want you to watch and put them in the comments or the description box. Before I put the straw in, I thought I should stop and show you that I filled the container up with new potting soil all the way around. And the reason I put these banana plants closer to the back as opposed to bringing them this way is because when the shade cloth go up, I want to make sure that it's covered. Now, you may read directions or look it up online and it'll tell you that your banana plants need to have full sun. But I'm here to tell you that when it's 105 degrees, they don't do very well. They need a little shade. So that's why I push them back, because the shade cloth is going to come over to this edge right here. And I want to make sure that they're covered in the hottest, I should say, during the hottest part of the summer. The more you grow, the more you know. Guys, I had not planned on growing any sweet potatoes because we have plenty stored. But I found these 2, once again, in the pantry like I did the white potatoes. So I'm going to do what I normally do. I usually start them in May, but of course this is June 7th. I have several videos. I think my highest view video is the technique that I use when I grow sweet potatoes from store-bought sweet potatoes, and I don't make slips. I just put them into the soil and lightly cover them and let them sprout, and then I pull off the slips and plant them later. You see, I don't have hardly any soil on top, and it's going to green up and turn into leaves. I'll link that video in the comments if you want to watch it. I don't go through the long process of growing sweet potato slips in water in the house. In this container is some tomato leaves down at the bottom, new potting mix. Also, I put some bone meal that you see I have in this plastic bag right here. And look at those bees, guys, pollinating my cantaloupe. I don't know about you all, but when I see Mother Nature working and doing this thing, I just love it. It's 2 of them right here. Actually, it's 3 of them. 3 of them swarming around. So if you don't see any bees, please take it from me. Plant some pollinator attracting fruits, vegetables, and herbs. Thank you all so much for watching this video. In my next video, since the weather is going to get hot with less rain, I will put up my shade cloth. My son is coming to help me, and I'll share all of that with you along with my solar-powered fans to keep the temperature 10 degrees lower. Thanks again for watching. Bye now.